Our guest speaker speaks English and Russian. Half of his talk today is going to be in Russian. I'm just He has a degree in IT and computer languages, started a farm that exclusively hires children aging out of orphanages, and that's just the tip of his life iceberg. Please welcome StudioPTBO's business developer, Jenish Odigineyev.
Thank you. You're one of the few people that can say it right. Seems like, and funny story. Like I got stuck in American border going back into U.S. because they asked me to spell my own last name, and I messed it up. I grew up spelling it in Russian. Like I've never had to spell it in English. I was like, oh, wait a second, I have to look at my passport, and they were like, okay, that's it, send them in. And, it's just funny. So, my name is Jenish. I grew up in Kyrgyzstan. It's a, post-Soviet country way in the other side of the planet. It's right by China, Kyrgyzstan. People don't know Kyrgyzstan, but everyone knows Kazakhstan because of Borat. So I'm in the neighboring country. And, born and raised in a tiny little village, weirdly enough, I grew up with Germans, Mennonite Germans. They fled the First World War, and then they fled the Second World War too, and then just kind of kept moving away from the wars because they're pacifist and they don't like to fight. So they ended up in Kyrgyzstan. I grew up with a bunch of German kids, blue-eyed, blonde. And when I was 4 or 5, I told my mother, I'm going to marry a blonde girl. And I did. 30 years later, fell in love with, blonde girls, I guess, whatever. So, went to school in Bishkek, 8 hours away from my little village. Picked up English when I was about 20 or something like that. And, ended up translating for different volunteer organizations, ended up being involved with helping homeless people, and then ended up working with drug and alcohol rehab center because I picked up the English, language so quick. I was able to translate in 3 different languages. So I translated all the really big meetings, and I knew all the secrets. So when all the foreigners got kicked out, I was, they said, you're in charge. And as a 22-year-old with a stupid soul patch and a mustache, I ended up being in charge of this organization. And, that was great. I got to travel the world, meet some amazing people. The company used to send me to US twice a year, for leadership trainings. And all these people are actual people, leadership, they've been through a lot. They know a lot of wisdom, so I got to hang out and sit in those meetings and listen to a lot of wisdom. So that's, how I basically kind of, learned what I know. And I'm still learning, StudioPTBO, has an amazing team. It's basically like a coaching course I kind of signed up to, and they also pay me, so which is great. So yeah, I don't know, I was asked to share a bit of about my life, which I did, I think, and then I jotted down some things here that I would like to share with you today. I moved here 3.5 years ago, something like that, because we were pregnant, and then we went to, see doctors, and, they were kind of being weird. And my wife said, and her girlfriend, she lost her child because of doctor's negligence. And we were really kind of, paranoid. And we decided, you know what? Why don't we go to Canada? And doctors are beautiful, they're going to look after us, our baby's going to be born. It's the most important thing, let's just go to Canada and have our baby there. And then we moved to Canada, and then I started working with my documents, and that took a long time. So we ended up having to hire someone, to look after the farm. My in-laws are they're in charge of the farm, and they hired someone that looks better and, is smarter and younger and has more energy. So that thing is working out great. It's fine, So I ended up staying here. And what I sometimes noticed, especially from in my previous like job to this, like I sat across the person that was kind of, used to complain a lot, right? And that's kind of something that, people seem to fall into, complaining and grumbling about everything, right? And it feels good sometimes, right? You complain about the weather and say, weather sucks, all the snow, it's cold. And then like what I notice is that our brain starts like, getting used to complaining because, like it feels a little bit good when you complain. And then like, and then you're always looking for that negative thing, right? Like, it's, so like my 5 ideas on how to be positive, like is basically based around like, what you can do to change your thinking, to change your mindset. So, one of the things I wrote down here is go help someone, like if you think your life sucks, go help a homeless person. Like what I did was like, when I was in school, like things weren't progressing quick enough. I wasn't getting someplace quick enough. And I just felt like, I was so poor and everyone had like everything. And I was just like a poor student, living off of ramen noodles or whatever. I signed up with helping homeless people, like, and then like, when you hold someone's hand, while they're taking their last breath, they don't have a family, they have like no one but you. And then you come out of that, you think like, you know what, it doesn't really matter that I don't have a nicer car. All these stupid problems kind of shed away, like it's, it has a way of like resetting us, right? Another way to do it is to have a near-death experience, seems like. I used to do stupid stunts and my friends and I climbed the rock and we got stuck in the middle of it, right? There was like, either we're going to try keep climbing up or we're going to fall and die. And one of those situations too, like, it clears your mind from all the stupid problems you might have, like, oh, my coffee's cold, my shoes are wet, like you start grumbling. And then when you have one of those situations, it gives you clarity, right? It gives you clarity and you start thinking, you know what? I'm still alive, fresh air, birds are chirping, the snow is beautiful, cold is fabulous. It changes your mindset, like I would invite you to drive with me if we were in Kyrgyzstan and I would totally give you that experience. But in Canada, I don't do that. I drive like a normal person. Yeah. So another second thing I kind of thought of was surround yourself with good people. Carissa just said it today, this morning. You have to have your tribe. You have to have people that are going to uplift you, that are going to help you grow, that are going to, direct you. Like, my tribe, I also work with them, and, Neil, I'm not just saying it because, I want the raise or whatever. They've been an amazing company. Like Cody is amazing. Like I basically begged Cody to hire me because, I love this company. It's a great place. They invest in me. They want me to be better at what I do. Like, I could just pick up and take off and go somewhere else, right? After I've received all the training, but I'm going to stick around because, it's been an absolutely amazing, cause like, what do they say? You're basically an average of people, of the group of people you spend the most time with. So like, I just love that idea, and Cody says that a lot too. Like he says that I want to be the dumbest person in the room. Like, if I'm the smartest person in the room, like I'm in the wrong room, like I should go somewhere else and find some smart people. And, again, like, there's so much negativity, like, it's always easier to pull someone down than pull somebody up. So if somebody's negative, you just have to kind of like, get rid of that negativity from your like world, because, there's enough of that. And we're like, as humans, already hardwired to see the negative first. So like, training ourselves to be positive is hard enough that, like if somebody's always saying, oh, Canada is such a terrible country now, it used to be so good, you start believing it, like, and then you kind of start weighing it. Wait a quick second. Canada's the friggin' best country in the world. What are you talking about? Have you been to other countries? Don't talk to me about it until you've been to some other countries. It's really terrible out there. Canada is great. People are amazing. It's a beautiful country. You should be happy, like, and wake up and kiss the floor every morning. You wake up in this country because it's a good country. I'm telling you, as a foreigner. you know, it's just one of those things, you know, like, and, you know, good people will always help you have that, you know, oomph when you need it the most, seems like, you know. For me, it was also my mother, you know, she used to say, like, you know, everything you touch seems to turn to gold. And I just kind of had it programmed in my mind, and things did always turn out, you know, except the time I started a pig farm that didn't work out because, you know, I didn't take into consideration that it's a Muslim country and people don't really eat pork there. It was a cheap business to buy into. It was a huge mistake. Do your market research. I had to sell pigs like it was crack cocaine and 4 o'clock in the morning. People still eat it, but, you know, they don't want to be seen eating it. So the third thing I kind of jotted down is speak nicely to yourself. You know, a lot of people seem to say, like, especially English speakers, you know, they have these little things they say, like, oh, I'm such a loser. Like, oh, like, you know, with my luck, it's not gonna turn out, like, or like, I always seem to do this. And then, like, you know, and it programs your self-conscious to think that, you know, you are that. And all of a sudden your whole, like, you know, mindset is changed. And you think that you are, like, you know, not able, not worthy, not pretty, not whatever it is, right? You know, like, I think it's really important to kind of stop that negative self-talk and kind of like find good things about yourself. And I'm pretty sure it was, who was it? Cora. I think I spoke to you at one of the business chamber events, and she told me, she said, never say I'm not good at something. She said, say I haven't been good at it, but I'm learning to be better at it. So it's one way to restart your thinking and learn new ways. I'm glad I found you. I just added you on Facebook. Yeah. And then, like, you know, the fourth thing I kind of, like, you know, learned again from StudioPTBO is celebrate small wins, you know, like they'll keep you going until you hit big wins. And then you can really celebrate, you know, like, and another thing that, you know, Cody taught me was, you know, it's, wake up and write, you know, 5 things you're thankful for. Every morning you wake up and don't look at your cell phone. Just think of 5 things you're thankful for. I wake up and I think, I'm thankful for my son. I'm thankful that he's not, you know, sick. I'm thankful for my wife. I'm thankful for my parents, you know, they're not sick, you know, everyone's doing well. I'm surrounded by good people. And then it sets your day for success. Like, you know, everything, you know, looks better. Like, you know, it carries you over. Like, you know, people used to tell me, like, oh, you have, like, you know, such rosy glasses on or whatever. Like, that thing is in English. Розовые they say in Russian. I don't know what it is in English. And I do. And it helps me achieve more. You know, like my wife and I, when we were thinking about starting this farm thing, we had, like, you know, we had a little bit of money, like, you know, we had $3,000, $4,000, and we were like thinking about, we're going to start this farm. And people were saying, like, this is going to fail because you don't have enough money. You don't have workers. What are you talking about? So we borrowed $3,000 more and we bought this first house. And, like, you know, a bunch of people, you know, just joined in, and within 3 years we had 5 houses. We were housing like 14 kids, had a ranch given to us, like tractors, greenhouses, you know, everything, beef cattle. So, like, don't listen to naysayers, and, you know, wear those pink glasses or whatever they're called, you know, that's going to help you. And you know, like, it's let me see here. Yeah, like, you know, my 5th thing I wrote down is, like, you know, focus on your family, you know, your relationships, eat right, you know, drink a lot of water, and, you know, do quick exercises during the day. That's, like, I don't think I have to elaborate on that. It's just self-explanatory. 6th thing I kind of think that, you know, everyone should do is, like, learn to sell, you know, read up on selling. You know, it seems like everyone thinks that, oh no, selling's not for me. Like, everyone needs to learn how to sell, because, like, you know, if you need to sell your toddler on the idea that he should probably take a nap and it's probably going to be good for him. You have to sell on the idea that, you know, we do need a bigger truck maybe to your wife, even though she thinks that smaller one is better. It's life. Selling is life. Life is selling. Like, you know, I sold on the idea that this farm was going to be a really good idea because, you know, kids will have someplace to go and learn farming. because not everyone can read and not everyone we can send to school. And a lot of people bought it, and look at it, like this farm is like existing without me there. Like it's going to outlive me and it's going to outgrow me. Like it's just one of those things, like you have to sell, like even if you're not selling it for monetary kind of exchange, you still have to be able to sell your ideas. Like even if you're leading a team, you have to sell them on the idea that, the plan is good and that's why we should move forward. It makes sense emotionally, like, and logically, or else like, if you just make them, it's probably not going to happen. Right. And, the last thing I have for you guys is like, work on your mindset. Mindset is everything, seems like. We even have a group, marketing and mindset group with StudioPTBO. Come find it, join it. Like, there's some good people there. And, it's everything. It actually changes your physiology, like on how you look at life, like, and how you look at your stressors. Like if you look at stress, for example, for me, I'm not a professional public speaker. If I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm going to be speaking in front of these good, amazing people, and I'm probably not really that, smart enough, then it would be like amazingly stressful. But I convinced myself it's exciting. I get to share with these amazing people. I get to meet them. And I showed up excited, like I could have been really, really stressed out. I don't do this for a living. Like I don't speak publicly, So, like, again, mindset is everything. And I think, it's a really, really good idea to read up on it, to learn about it, because it could really, really change your life. That's all I got today. And thank you for your time.
You're awesome. That's wonderful. Thank you for being human. Thank you for being kind. I love it. Yes, you're right. Just jump in. Nobody here is judging you. We want to hear what you have to say. We know you have lots of brilliance. There was little pieces of gold throughout that. Thank you so much for your time today. I started beaming at 8:38 because you said, you mentioned the StudioPTBO mindset group on Facebook. And I'm not even kidding. In my agenda at 8:38, I say, thank you, Jenish, for joining us today. Follow StudioPTBO on social media or join their marketing mindset group on Facebook. I thought, how perfectly timed was that? Excellent. Find Jenish. Check out StudioPTBO. They're constantly offering information, the things to help you as an entrepreneur build your business grow. So grateful. You have done so many amazing things in your life, Jenish. If I could go for 1,000,000 coffees with you, I feel like I still wouldn't learn everything that you've experienced. So you're a gem. Thank you for being here. I'm super grateful. It's 8:40. I've got maybe 5-7 minutes before I'm going to wrap it up, give you your news. Anybody want to share anything? Do you have any stories to share? Do you want to say anything? Do you have any questions for Jenish? Maybe about what his role is, any other information you want to share? Don't make me be calling you out. All right. I see a bunch of you have been dropping information in the chat. Definitely take a minute, scroll through that and jot down anybody that you want to connect with. That way it'll be easy for you. And so let's roll into it. Our social calendar coming up. Speaker series, February 17th, 12 o'clock. Let's talk tech. I've got Jessica Erickson and Amy Simpson from Micro-Age Peterborough Whitby, taking us through the ins and outs, cybersecurity, things you can do, things you can tell your staff to equip them, human firewalls, you name it. Put everybody you know in there, including your grandparents. Tech Talk speaker series on the 17th, 12 o'clock. Chamber members, send us your news, tag us on social media. We love to share your information, what you've got going on. We want to support you any way that you can. If you need anything, of course, we're here for you. You reach out to us anytime. We've got the Recovery Activation Program, which is the RAP program. It's your initiative, help to design your digital capacity. It's a free program, and it's a bunch of curated programs that help you in digital research restructuring. So if you want access to that, help build your business, get some more tools in your toolbox, reach out to Cy. We can get you sorted. Students, the Magnet Student Program is still running. It's starting to wind down though. So if you have a student on staff, if you have a friend that hires students, reach out to Cy. There's a $7,500 wage subsidy that we can get you hooked up with. So Cy is your connection. Sponsorship opportunities. There's a few sponsorship opportunities throughout the chamber. Of course, we're a not-for-profit, 100% funded by all of our members and our sponsorship. So if you're looking for unique eyeballs, if you want something a little bit different to get exposure, reach out to me. I've got tons of opportunities. We can hook you up. Your COVID-19 portal. Of course, we talk about it all the time. Credible, factual information is key. As it trickles down from the levels of government, we, your Chamber of Commerce, are breaking that information down into a comprehensive resource. So peterboroughchamber.ca, COVID-19 resource portal. We have a PPE hub on there that's been recognized by the different levels of government for being so good, so strong. So check it out. If you need information first, go there. Of course, you can always rely on us as well. There is a new way to network. It's called 26 Coffees, except now it's called 32 Coffees, and apparently it's just going to keep growing. But if you're looking for one-on-one networking, we decided to come up with like a coffee club. The whole purpose is to have coffee with 26 or 32 other people throughout the year, and they're virtual coffees. So if you want to get plugged into that, we're not going to say no. Reach out to Cy. We'll get you plugged in. The Power Hour, that is our policy event where we put all of the elected officials on stage and usually bring in a big crowd and ask them questions, our chamber members. Unfortunately, obviously, can't do that this year. So what are we going to do? Interview them all individually, turn them into podcasts and video casts, and then bring all of you together in a Zoom call with the elected officials so you can get your questions answered. So watch for Power Hour. The sponsorships are open for Power Hour. So if you like to be seen in that space with elected officials and have that big impression, reach out to me. There's a few different opportunities. Our AGM, annual general meeting, is coming on my birthday, March 31st. It's a great gift to myself. 11 until 1. And Business Summit is also coming in the spring. Watch for that. It's going to be April. It'll be a full week of things for you to do, including a networking tournament, kind of curated information. You can do a bit of professional development. We'll have webinars. We'll have a panel discussion. It'll be all week long, things to do, build it. If you need anything, Chamber's here for you. Reach out to your fellow chamber members. Please like each other on Facebook, show support for the community. We're here for you. Have an awesome Tuesday. This video will be posted later, so if you want to rewatch Jenish's talk, you can definitely do so. Watch for it in a couple hours, usually by noon. I've got it up and out for you, and that's it. I've got you out a few minutes early. Yes, go get more coffee. Don't tell your boss.
What if we are the boss? Coffee all day.
Exactly, coffee all day, sis. Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. It's so nice to see you. It feels like you're in my living room with me, but except you don't leave any mess when you go.
Take care, everyone.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Jenish.